thanks so much for making it today. We had a pretty amazing day with some really fantastic speakers yesterday. And then we had a dinner party with like 45 people who came. We had like, I guess, one class A, and then at 8:30, a whole nother group of people came in. So I guess the Milken conference has been going on. So we've had family offices in from Asia and Europe, and then all the New York family offices that we've known for many years. So that's been a lot of fun. So anyway, just a quick introduction again. I'm Marty Sakata. I started this group many years ago. I've got somebody calling on somebody else's phone. So I was working in Switzerland, long-term capital management happened, UBS was going under, I worked at Swiss Bank took over UBS, and I came back as a group of people trying to reorganize things. And so I got us into this business of, I started a group of Wharton guys who were investing directly in private equity. It was actually a pretty interesting story because, back in those days, and I guess we're going to talk about direct investing on the next panel here, and also we'll talk about private equity following that. What was interesting about it was that when we started the group, we had to work really diligently to get rid of the people who were not really good contributors to it. And that was because what we found is that the private equity guys that were trying to sell deals directly to us were never giving us their top deals. They were only giving us the B deals, let's say. And the top deals went to, their grade A investors. They don't want to give it to newbies, right? So it took us a long time to kind of, whittle the list down to people who were, equally productive and equally looking out for each other to be successful. So over the years, we've kind of taken that to heart with growing our network as well. And I think that the network that we've built over the years has really a lot of people who are interested in working with each other, and they find that working with other people in a trustworthy way is self-interest over the years if you want to have a long and sustaining relationship. So we've got some great speakers. I also wanted to just give some kudos to Michael Schulman, who gave a fantastic presentation with regards to economic outlook. I think we're going to talk a little bit about energy later. We had a economic forecaster talking about how energy tends to outperform during times of high interest rates. So, we'll see what happens in the next 18 months, whether that comes true or not. Working towards, many other interesting things. As I like to say, I'm very interested in distressed situations where there's a distressed owner, but unencumbered assets, unencumbered debt. We're seeing a lot of CRE people, and Matt Kessler was talking about that yesterday, about how people are really struggling to, retire, commercial debt that they've had and get new debt. And Matt's got this fantastic PACE program that he'll talk about, or he has talked about yesterday, but I think it's something worthwhile looking into. And if you have a chance, you should read it, reach out to Matt Kessler. So we're going to talk a little bit about venture capital today. I think venture capital is forever changed with Silicon Valley Bank. I think there's like points of failure in any enterprise or business that you're in, and maybe Silicon Valley Bank was a super huge point of failure. I guess the talk is that a lot of firms had part-time CFOs that were funded by VCs, and as a result, the safe and easy thing to do was for Silicon Valley Bank. And Silicon Valley Bank put some of its investors at risk, obviously, by its business practices. So by having so many uninsured depositors. And I think you're seeing that play out also with First Republic, I guess. And then I think Pacific West was also down 60% yesterday. So it's going to be really intriguing what happens with the banking industry. And you're hearing about lots of layoffs in finance. So if the people in the venture capital panel talk a little bit about fintech, it'd be really interesting to see what their outlook is with regards to fintech and the banking industry, et cetera. One innovation in fintech is how easy it is to transfer funds around and move funds. And I would say that that capability is just intrinsically better. People all around the world really appreciate that. I was in third world country many years ago, and people had to get their paychecks cashed. So there's like blocks long lines on Fridays, so people trying to get the money from the bank. And today, all that's done electronically all around the world. So we're going to talk about venture capital. Again, intriguing business. I think we're going to find out a lot in the next 18 months about, who really had great investments, who didn't. Things have slowed down a lot. And I think what's interesting is that a lot of the well-funded firms have slowed down their investing. And I think, so I'm going to estimate that probably 40 to 50% of VC funds back in Silicon Valley back in 2008 did not raise a subsequent fund. And so I'm going to see how that washes out. Somebody gave a quote that there's more than 7,000 VC funds out there. There may be more. And if you look at some of these angel networks where people co-invest together, I think it's a broader group of people. So as I said, if interest rates persist, there's been this dollar carry trade where people borrowed at really low rates. It was easier, and now they're going to have to pay off all those loans that they took out. So there's going to be some impact on venture and private equity as well. So